श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूगं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य महानिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेन अहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि हृदं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्माम् अवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा जिह्वे पिबस्वामृतमेतदेव गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति। हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति। हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति। हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति। Last week we had started the Bhagavad Gita with the first, second and third shloka we saw. So just to summarize what we saw last week, we saw a man who is born blind, Dhritarashtra. He is not only born blind, but he is also blinded by the attachment of his towards his son. And his blindness is so much in view of his attachment towards his son that in spite of the fact that his sons are wicked and vicious, but he is not able to see their wrong at all. He always justified that, they were right, they did the right thing by asking for the kingdom and all those things. And that's how the shloka started. And I also told you in the last class that this Bhagavad Gita is not a live commentary. It happened after the 10th day, once Bhishma Pitama, who was the Senapati of the whole Kaurav clan, once he fell down, जब वो शरशैया पे गिर गए, तब भगवद गीता शुरू होती है. ठीक है ना? That's one point which I told you last time. Anyway, he said, he is asking Sanjaya, and I also told you the fact that Vyasji went to Dhritarashtra and said, if you cannot stop the war, it's fine, doesn't matter. I can give you a vision so that you can see the war directly. He thought for a while and he said, no, I don't want to see. Why, Because when a person knows in his consciousness that my son and I was wrong, he knows that the result cannot be good. See, one thing we need to remember very well, that a thief, how much expert he could have been, doesn't matter. But he knows that it is wrong and he will one day get caught. It remains in everybody, whosoever does wrong. जो भी गलत करता है ना, उसके मन में जरूर रहता है कि मैं एक दिन तो पकड़ा जाऊंगा, चाहे मैं कितना मर्जी चतुर क्यों ना हो. However clever I could have been, doesn't matter. इसी वजह से you will always hear why we should follow dharma, because there is a very popular statement which now with this government it's coming up very clearly, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Have you heard this word? Those who protect dharma, dharma will protect them. Now the point is very clear. only those who protect dharma. You have to protect dharma first for dharma to protect you. Like, I'll give you an example. The money which you save, that will come to your help when you need it. But if you do not save the money, then money is not going to protect you. That's not the only things which you save is going to protect you. In the same way, here Dhritarashtra knows very well that my son has done things wrong. And the result is not going to be good at all. So when Vyasji came and asked him, I could give you the vision for you to see what has happened in the war. He said, no, I'm not interested. So he said, but how will you see the war? So he said, do one thing. I can give it to Sanjay, who is his charioteer. Let him translate the whole thing to you. He said, please give it to him. At least I will know what's happening there. Otherwise, at that time, there is no, live commentary, radio, television is not there. How will you know what's happening there? So he said, it's a good way for me to at least be updated with what's happening on the war field. And he wanted to know the progress of events, how it unfolds in the Kurukshetra war. So he said, it's fine, give it to Sanjay. And that's how this Bhagavad Gita starts when Sanjay comes back. Because he was the charioteer of Bhishma Pitama. Once Bhishma Pitama falls, Sanjay returns to Hastinapur. When he returns to Hastinapur, that's the time Dhritarashtra asks, please tell me. I told you, he sits and cries for a long period of time because he knows that once Bhishma Pitama is gone, war is not going to be won by them. Please remember, in Mahabharata, there are 3 people who have got this boon that they can never be defeated. First is Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama can never be defeated by anybody in any war. That was the boon which was given to Bhishma Pitama. Second is Kripacharya. Kripacharya also had the boon that he cannot be defeated. Third is Dronacharya. Can you imagine all these 3 people who could never be defeated by anybody were on the Kaurava side. Pandava had no one like this who had a boon like this that they cannot be defeated, but still they fought the war. But please remember, the side where dharma is, Bhagwan is bound to be on that side. And in the first session which I took of all of you, I said one thing, dharma Bhagwan has created in such a way that dharma is the substratum of this whole creation. He is not involved directly in managing everything. He doesn't give fruit of action also at all. He has given dharma as a substratum of this creation to manage everything. Now please remember, we can think that we have got this life. This life is not out of our own action right now. We did nothing to get this body. We did something in the past to get this body. So actually, this life is a fruit of action of the past. So then what is this life for us as available to us for? We have only 2 options in this life. One is we can make our forward journey beautiful. That's one thing. The second thing, we have to live here and take the fruit of whatever actions we did in the past. So हमारे पास 2 ऑप्शन है. तो भोग करना है, मतलब पुराने कर्मों का भोग करना है, और आगे के लिए कर्मों को अर्जित करना है. So there are only 2 things we can do with this body. First is to completely enjoy the fruit of the past action. Enjoy or cry, whatever it is. Sukh and dukh both are fruit of action, by the way. We have to take care of what is given to us. This is given to us. Nobody has got a choice of what is given to them. It is already coming from the past. We cannot choose what comes to us. We can only choose the action to create a future result. So we have 2 options. One is to enjoy whatever fruit comes to us or just complete it and just go through it. The second is earn something for the future. Now look, coming back to Dhritarashtra, he asked Sanjay the first question, tell me what is happening in this Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra. I explained Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra last time. And what are both, there are 2 people there. Huh? One is Mama, my children, and the other is those of the Pandava clan. So he separated them already. But I want to say one thing here before moving on to the further shlokas. Please remember, one thing is directly proportional to each other. What is it? The amount of attachment, it is directly proportional to the amount of blindness. The more attached you are to something, you will be more blind to that thing. You will never be able to see the right and wrong in that. The core problem in this creation is attachment. Now you will say, how will we live without attachment living in a human body? There is a big difference between these two things. Love is different than attachment. Do you understand these two terms? There is one thing called love. Of course, you should love everyone who is around you. Around you, especially your people, you should love more. That is not, we are not disputing that fact at all. But what is love and what is attachment? Now here, I'll give you an example which Pujya Gurudev used to give. If you like a flower, you will pluck it. If you love a flower, you will nurture it. What is the difference? You like something, you like a flower, you will pluck it. Because then that becomes your personal property.
Want to possess it.
Yes, there you go. That is the difference between attachment and love. Love is about giving. The moment giving has gone with something you start expecting, the nature of love changes. Now please remember here, let me just take you to Dhritarashtra example here. Dhritarashtra wanted the kingdom for him. Okay? He did not get it in the first place. He got it when Pandu expired. When Pandu's demise, he got the kingdom. But what he wanted, what I did not get, my children should get. Without seeing, are they rightfully capable to get it or not? He don't want to see it. What they have been told to do in their life is just to get the kingdom. By hook or crook. That's what the attachment happens. His attachment is towards his kingdom, his own people. The moment you have my people, then others will become not your people, separate people altogether. No, the way you have to love is being taught by Bhagavad Gita here. There are 3 case studies in this first chapter. First case study is Dhritarashtra. His problem is attachment. That's what I explained now. The second case study is here is Duryodhan, which I am going in towards now. From the second shloka onwards, it's up to, I think it comes to 9 or 10. Yeah, it comes till actually 14. It comes to 14. So you will see there is a good case study of Duryodhan. Now his problem is what? Now you will see from this example, which I move on into the shlokas, that what is the problem of Duryodhan? When you are overpowered by your desire, overpowered by your passion, however good you may be, the one thing which will lose is your words will lose wisdom. I'm repeating myself. When you are overpowered by your desires, you are overpowered by your passion. You may be the best available in the outside world. But what will happen? Your words will lose wisdom. That's exactly what is happening with Duryodhan from shloka number 2 onwards. You see, I explained last time, Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay is talking about what Duryodhan is talking to. The folks here. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastada. I took this shloka last time. Vyudam Duryodhanastada. Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Duryodhan, in his own strength, overpowered by his desire and passion, so Duryodhan, overpowered by his desire and passion, suddenly sees the array of Pandava clan standing in front of him in a form of an army formation, and he gets scared. See, he is very powerful. He has been very wicked since beginning. He has defeated Pandavas many times in a wicked way, in a vicious manner. But still he is scared. Why he is scared? Because he knows somewhere deep down in his heart that what he did is not right. So, by seeing the formation of the army itself, Duryodhan is scared. And remember, I told you, who is the Senapati of Kaurava? Bhishma Pitama. He should have gone to Bhishma Pitama. 2 things you should remember when I go through this conversation. The Senapati जो पांडवों के हैं वो है दृष्टद्युम्न, जिनको आगे he will say Drupada Putra. द्रुपद जी के पुत्र का नाम था धृष्टद्युम्न, और कौरवों के सेनापति थे भीष्म पितामह. एंड आई टोल्ड यू ऑलरेडी दैट फर्स्ट 10 days भीष्म पितामह सेनापति थे. उसके बाद जब भीष्म पितामह गिर गए, द्रोणाचार्य सेनापति बने. उसके बाद कृपाचार्य, उसके बाद कर्ण. इट वेंट ऑन लाइक दैट फॉर टिल द एंड ऑफ द वॉर. दैट्स हाउ द होल Mahabharata was played. Anyway, so you will see he should have gone to Bhishma Pitama first. He didn't go to Bhishma Pitama. He ran to Dronacharya first. He ran to Dronacharya and says, Acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. He says, you see what he says. This is the shloka where I left last time. Pashyaitam pandu putranam acharya mahatim chamum vyudam drupada putrena tava shishyena dhimata. When you have this thought in mind that you know that all three of them, Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya and Kripacharya, three of them have soft corner towards Pandava. Somewhere they have their soft sides towards Pandava, and Duryodhan, they do not have any soft side towards Duryodhan at all, because they all know very well Duryodhan was wrong. So to inflict that anger in them, what he goes and tells them? He goes and tells them first, you see, old man, and you Acharya, you see who's standing in front. He first pinpoints Drupada Putra. And I explained before I ended the class last time, Dronacharya and Drupad have a love and hate relationship. It was love and hate. They were friends, great friends. And then after that, all that episode happened. I don't want to repeat the episode, but the thing is, to bring out that anger in Dronacharya, Duryodhan brings up, you see who is standing in front? Drupada Putra. He should have said Drishtadyumna. He didn't use the word Drishtadyumna there. He specifically pointed out Drupada Putra so that Dronacharya can remember the whole story of Drupad and generate that anger so that he gets into a fighting spree. To get them to fight, he is making an effort here. Because he knows very well all three of them. Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitama, Kripacharya very well knew that Kaurava side is wrong. And they never favored them at all. They were only bound by the promise towards the kingdom. Why they are fighting for him. Otherwise they would have refused to do that. Bhishma Pitama तो आपको पता ही है अपनी अखंड प्रतिज्ञा से बंधे हुए हैं. Dronacharya was employed as the guru of everyone. Kripacharya is the Rajguru of Kauravansha. What can they do? They have no choice. They have to fight. So even after the fact that they knew that these guys are wrong, they went and fought the whole battle. Anyway, so he says, Vyudam Drupada Putrena, who creates the formation of the army? Army formation is created by the Senapati. Every day, depending upon the people who are left, they decide which formation to go for. There are many formations. I told you last time 2 formations. One is in the form of an eagle. When you form as an eagle, you are horizontally spread across the whole battlefield. So, to make the other side fear that you are too huge, and they had 11 Akshohinis, and I told you one Akshoni is 2,18,700 people to fight for, by the way. And so, to just make them be scared, first Kaurava made the form of an eagle. And Pandavas, what they did, they made the form of an arrow. Now please remember, with an arrow, you can actually shoot an eagle. With an arrow, you can kill an eagle also. So Pandavas made the formation of an arrow. That is that formation is called Vyudham here. You see the next line, Vyudham. The formation is created by the Senapati. जो उनका leader है उसे. Tava Shishya Nadimata. Who is that? That Drupada Putra is your Shishya. You see, old man, who you trained. See, now one thing you need to remember, Dronacharya knew very well that Drishtadyumna has been born to kill him. He knew from day one. But Acharya का भी एक धर्म होता है. Even though Acharya knows that he is born to kill me, but he cannot refuse to teach him. ये आचार्य का धर्म है. बड़ा मुश्किल धर्म है. Everybody can't do it. Dronacharya knew from day one that Drupada Putra Drishtadyumna is going to be the reason to kill me. But still, he taught him exactly like he taught all others. He didn't do anything less at all. He taught everything to him. Even after knowing, because that is how the Acharya Dharma goes. Anyway, so in the next shloka, now 3 shlokas I will read together. 4, 5 and 6. Acha, since many of you can't read with me, I'll read it twice. You just listen to me carefully. One I'll read after breaking the sentence, and next I'll read it together. But you just listen to me. आप तो repeat कर लेना मेरे साथ, आप तो पढ़ ही सकती हो. जो नहीं कर सकते उसको आप सिर्फ सुन लेना बस. Fourth one. अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः. I'll read it again. अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः. As I told you, Duryodhana is overpowered by his desire and passion. He has lost the wisdom of his words completely. So now what he is doing is, to his Acharya, rather than trying to promote his army and trying to praise his army, he is showing the Acharya, Dronacharya, see who all are standing in front of me. Please, you know one thing very clearly, Dronacharya's love for Arjun. Arjun is the best student of Dronacharya. So Duryodhana knew very well, Dronacharya must be looking at only the 5 Pandavas, not the whole army. So let me make the effort to introduce the whole army to Dronacharya so that he can see some people outside of these 5 also. So he starts listing down who all are standing in the army of Pandavas. Now you see here, a man who has lost the wisdom of his words, instead of using name of his own army, he started naming person by person the people who are standing in front of him. Now he starts naming here, and he uses one word here, Atra Shura Maheshwasa. Hey Acharya, see, all these people are very, very valorous. Shuraha, शूरवीर लोग हैं, हमारे सामने जो खड़े हैं, ये सारे के सारे शूरवीर लोग हैं. एक शब्द यहाँ पर आगे आएगा महारथी, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. युद्ध में ना 4 चीजें होती है. फर्स्ट चीज इज अर्धरथी, रथी, अतिरथी एंड महारथी. There are 4 different designations altogether. Ardharathi, by the word that it goes, is one who can manage his chariot, can save himself and fight with one chariot and few people on elephant. उसको कहते हैं ardharathi. Then comes rathi. A rathi can fight with 500 chariots at one time. Okay? 500 charioteers at one time and army corresponding to him. Then comes Atirathi. A Atirathi can fight with 6,000 chariots at one time. He can fight with 6,000 at one time and people associated with it. Now let's go to the Maharathi. A Maharathi Sankhya is very different. He can fight with 720,000 people in one go. 720,000 people in one go. That is how we get the designation called Maharathi. That's why you will see the name Maharathi for Arjun. Arjun is a Maharathi. He can fight with many people together. And you will see here also when I'll start pointing out to you. Here only he says, Atra Shura Maheshwasa. You see, standing in front of me are big, valorous people standing with large dhanush and all those things in front of me. Large, instruments in front of me. And who are they? How are they? Bhima, Arjuna, Sama. They are all equal to Bhima and Arjuna. Arey vaah, kamal ho gaya. How can they all be Maharathis, bhai? Everybody is not a Maharathi. But he lost his wisdom to know who is what. He is saying all these people standing in front of me are equal to Bhima and Arjun. Please remember, Duryodhana had fear with only 2 people. in Pandava clan? Bhim and Arjun. And I told you in the last session also, Bhim alone killed all the 100 brothers. Arjuna was instrumental in stopping and killing the other army completely. He killed all others. Arjuna, Bhim alone killed all 100 brothers, including Duryodhan. You remember when everybody died, Duryodhan went and hid inside a pond. So, Yudhishthir is Yudhishthir Dharmaraj. Everybody says that I don't understand how Yudhishthir thinks. Anyway, Yudhishthir and they went and challenged Duryodhan to come out. And he said one thing to Duryodhan, choose any one of us to fight with. This is how Duryodhan used the word. Duryodhan is also, Yudhishthir told Duryodhan, choose any one of us amongst the 5 of us. You fight. If you win, trust me, I assure you, you have won Mahabharata. Huh? Everybody is looking, what is he talking? And please remember, Duryodhan is valorous. I have to show you that also here. Duryodhan is Duryodhan. He never considered any of the other brothers worthy to fight with him. See, देखो अधर्म अपना तरीके से सोचता भी है. अधर्म से करवाने नहीं देगा वो चीज. अधर्म का भी तो अपना तरीका है. तो दुर्योधन what he did, hey, these people, I will not fight with these people. He said, I will fight with Bhim. Because since beginning he knew Bhim is the only challenge for him. Yeah, he was always competing against them. And that's why you will see he tried to poison Bhim only when he was young and all those things. He always tried to kill Bhim. But he accepted the challenge and they fought the battle. Then Bhagwan Krishna intervened and told him all that thing. That's how he defeated Duryodhan also. They were equal actually, Bhim and Duryodhan. Bhim had a lot of strength. But Duryodhan also not less in strength by any chance. But that's different, that Dharma was not on their side, so they had to lose. One thing we need to remember from this Mahabharata war is that always in life, everything you do, there will always be 2 paths which is open. You know what? Dharma and Adharma. Every action you can do it in a dharmic way also. Yes, the route for Dharma is going to be a little difficult and lengthy. Adharma is going to be a shortcut. It is always there. You see Ravana's life. Ravana also did the same thing. Ravan की जिंदगी देखो सब जगह अधर्मी है, सब जगह शॉर्टकट मारा है. You won't believe रावणा का भाई था कुबेर, जिससे उसने पुष्पक विमान छीना है. He fought with कुबेर. कुबेर was लंका belonged to कुबेर. उन्होंने कुबेर से लड़कर बोला देखो ऐसा है, हरा दिया. अब देखो आपका क्या है, आप तो कहीं भी जाके सेटल हो जाओगे. You can always create. अब आप यहाँ से जाओ, लंका मुझे दे दो. तो he was going in his पुष्पक विमान. He said ये कहाँ लेके जा रहे हो? आप क्या करोगे पुष्पक विमान का? छोड़ो, वो भी यहीं छोड़ जाओ, वो भी I will only use it. You go walking down the whole path. It's because they were brothers, Kuber and Ravana. But this is how the Dharma and Adharma path is. Everywhere, you need to remember, in every time, when there is a decision making which comes, there will always be 2 paths. Dharma, Adharma. Long cut, shortcut. But yes, please remember, it may seem a shortcut, the Adharma, but ultimately, Adharma will never win in the long run. And everywhere it's an example. And I can prove it to you as I move through Mahabharata. I'll show you everywhere how it's gone. Like I gave you the example of Drupad also. There was Dharma and Adharma. Drupad could have given, he came only to ask one cow. अरे भाई तुझे इतना अपमान करके भेजने की जरूरत क्या थी? एक गाय दे देता उसको. तो एक गाय तो मांगने आया था वो. तुमने पता नहीं कहाँ बुला दिया. आप बराबरी में दोस्ती होती है, फलाना पता नहीं क्या क्या गिना दिया. And what happened? You only lost your kingdom. उसके बाद तुम्हारी दुश्मनी बन गई द्रोणाचार्य से. Anyway, so you will see here, यहाँ पर Duryodhan is pointing out, Atra Shura Maheshwasa, hey Acharya, hey old man, see these valorous people standing in front of us with this huge, bow and arrow and all those things. And they are all like what? Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi. Sare युद्ध में भीम और अर्जुन के बराबर है. Now, from here, he counts 17 people in the Pandava army. The names are mentioned here. That's the reason I read all these 3 shlokas together. He first names Yuyudhan. Yuyudhan is actually Satyaki. Satyaki is the name of the person here. Yuyudhan जो नाम है ना सात्यकी के लिए आता है. तो first name you'll see Yuyudhan. The next one is Virataha. संस्कृत में देख लो आप हैं. I'll show it to you from by splitting the word. Yuyudhan is Satyaki. Then Virataha, Virat Raja. Then Drupad, because Drishtadyumna is the son. Drupad himself is standing there for the war. Drupad. All these are what? Maharatha. Maharatha shabd is used for everyone. I already explained you Ardharati, Rathi, Atirati and Maharati. Maharathi is that one. Okay? And then he names Drishtaketuhu. Drishtaketu is what? Drupad's son. Who is there going to kill Dronacharya now? Drishtaketuhu. Chekitanaha is another king's name. Kashi Rajaha. Viryavan. They are all what? They are all valorous people. They are all Viryavan. Then he names Purujit, Kunti Bhojaha. Kunti Bhoja is actually Kunti ke Poshak Pita, Palak Pita, who had actually helped Kunti to grow. Kunti ke direct father nahi hai wo. He is a Poshak Pita. Shaibyaha, they are all what? Narapungavaha. Then he says Yudha Manyuhu, Vikranta, Uttama. ये सारे क्या हैं? वीर्यवान. सौभद्रा means सुभद्रा के पुत्र अभिमन्यु. I'll only name some of them here because सारे राजाओं को जानकर तो आपने क्या करना, आपको तो भगवद गीता पढ़नी है. सौभद्रा. Then he says द्रौपदेयाश्च. Then he talks about द्रौपदी के 5 पुत्र. Here 5 sons here. द्रौपदा. ये सारे क्या हैं? सर्व एव महारथा. He is giving a designation of Maharathi to everybody. That's why, because he has lost the wisdom of his words. He is not able to calculate correctly who is what. So he named 17 people here. In the next shloka, he is going to list down his own people now. Now you see, he could name 17 people there, but he will not be able to name 7 from his own team. This is why I said he lost the wisdom of his words. He is going to name some people here, but you need to remember one thing. And he suddenly realized, by talking about all these things, that I am listing everybody like this. Suddenly some thought came into my mind. I am actually demoralizing my Acharya. I shouldn't do that. Suddenly some good sense prevailed in him. So he is thinking, why am I listing them? I think I should stop now. Now let me just focus on my army. Now he says, hey Acharya, and his Acharya knew all these people anyway. Pandava side also, Kaurava, he doesn't have to list down anybody, by the way. I don't know why he's even talking also. He's just blabbering because he has to speak something, has to give instruction. So he's saying here, in the next shloka, 7th shloka, he says, Asmakam tu vishishtaye tanni bodha dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya sangyartam tan bravimite. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tan nibodha dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya sanyartham tan bravimite. The way this Sanskrit shloka goes is, Hey Dvijottama. Dvijottama is in the last line of the first para. Hey Dvijottama. Dvijottama इसको संबोधन प्रथमा कहते हैं. Dvijottama मतलब द्विज में उत्तम. Dvij means Brahman. They are twice born. That's why it's called Dvijanma, Dvijottam. Hey Dvijo mein Uttam, Asmakam, on our side, let me show you the army on our side also. I don't know why he's even saying that. But never mind. Asmakam, अपने पक्ष में भी, जो विशिष्ट लोग हैं, जो प्रधान लोग हैं, let me just reintroduce them to you. They are what? They are Mama Sainyasya. First he said Asmakam. He could have done with that. He said our army, then he said my army. Arey bhai, our and my is the same thing only. I don't know why he had to repeat 2 times. He is lost what he is talking also. He is saying, अस्माकम तो हमारे में जो प्रधान लोग हैं, उनको आप तान निबोध, मैं आपको उनका बोध करवाता हूँ. Let me just make you aware of them. क्या ते संज्ञार्थम, आपकी जानकारी के लिए मेरी सेना के सेनापति मैं उनको बताता हूँ. कौन कौन है मैं आपको बताता हूँ. मैंने आपको बोला था, he should have actually gone to भीष्म पितामह to say all these words, because सेनापति कौन है? भीष्म पितामह. बट भीष्म पितामह के पास दुर्योधन गया नहीं. क्यों? भीष्म पितामह के सामने जाके द्रुपद का भी नहीं बोल सकते. किसके अगेंस्ट उसको भड़काएगा? भीष्म पितामह को भड़काने के लिए कोई है ही नहीं. द्रोणाचार्य को देखा, द्रुपद पुत्र सामने खड़ा है तो भड़काना आसान है. तो लेट मी जस्ट इग्नाइट सम फायर इन हिम टू जस्ट गो एड एंड फाइट द होल वॉर. तो इसलिए अब वो उन्हीं को बोल रहा है कि मैं आपके संज्ञान में, मतलब आपकी जानकारी के लिए, लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस दीज हु आर अवेलेबल हियर टू फाइट फॉर अस. नाउ प्लीज रिमेंबर, व्हेन यू सी पांडवा साइड, you will see certain words which I am going to make you underline. क्योंकि आई विल शो यू द मेंटल एटीट्यूड ऑफ दुर्योधन ऑल्सो. मैं आपको एक बात और बता दूं, संजय का देखकर बताने में और टेलीकास्ट में एक फर्क है. When you see a television or you see a live telecast, you can see the form in terms of what is happening in the form. But you cannot see what is going inside the mind of the people who are in that form. But Sanjay was given an ability to read through the mind of the people in the Mahabharata also. He could not only see what's happening in the war, he could also see what's going on in their mind. जब हम कभी सीरियल देखते हैं, हम उनके व्यवहार से गेस कर सकते हैं कि इनके मन में यही चल रहा होगा. वी मे और मे नॉट बी राइट, बट हम गेस तो कर ही सकते हैं देखकर. बट यहां पर क्या करें? ही इज ए धृतराष्ट्र इज ए ब्लाइंड मैन. नाउ इफ टू ए ब्लाइंड मैन हु इज बॉर्न ब्लाइंड, यू टेल हिम वो चंद्रमा की रोशनी, he won't know what it is, what Chandrama you're talking about. So he has to be elaborated upon not only the war, but also what is going on inside the mind of people fighting the war, for him to get a complete picture, because he is blind, he cannot see anything. And Sanjay wanted to make sure that Dhritarashtra gets the full idea of the war, so that even if in between this whole narration, if he is willing, he should make an effort to stop the war. You will see in between also, he will tell, I'll tell you from certain shlokas where he is telling Dhritarashtra, common sense रखो, stop it now, at least you can stop it now. कुछ नहीं हुआ, भीष्म पितामह गए हैं और कुछ ही कौरव गए हैं अभी तक, तो बहुत बचे हैं, बचा लो, you still have an option. अच्छा, एक बात जरूर बोलूंगा, देखो, इवन इफ जिंदगी में जीते जीते व्यवहार करते करते कभी भी अधर्म हो भी जाए हमसे, बिकॉज सब कुछ हमारे कंट्रोल में होता नहीं है, कभी कभी जाने अनजाने में भी हो ही जाता है. कभी कभी में पता है अधर्म है, लेकिन और कोई रास्ता हमें दिखता नहीं है, हमें रास्ता बताने वाला कोई होता नहीं है. तो इसलिए क्योंकि हमारे को रास्ता बताने वाला कोई होता नहीं, कभी कभी हमसे अधर्म हो जाता है. अधर्म हो जाए वो कोई गलत बात नहीं है, बट इसके लिए बहुत हिम्मत चाहिए कि आप एक्सेप्ट करो कि अधर्म हो गया एंड यू आर एबल टू करेक्ट इट. इट्स नॉट एवरीबॉडीज कप ऑफ टी, एवरीबॉडी कांट डू इट. गलती बहुत लोगों से होती है कि हाउ मेनी कैन इवन स्टैंड अप फॉर इट. करेक्शन तो छोड़ो, many तो can't even stand up for what they have done. They will not accept it also. Standing up, you need really lot of courage, and one more thing you need in life, that's a good advisor you can fall back on. लाइफ में हमारे को राह दिखाने वाला कोई मिल जाए, ये बहुत बड़ी ब्लेसिंग है भगवान की. प्लीज रिमेंबर, इधर है, यहां देखो, दुर्योधन को राह दिखाने वाला कौन है? शकुनी. पांडवों को राह दिखाने वाला कौन है? डिफरेंस है, बहुत बहुत डिफरेंस है. एक जगह पांडवों के पास बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटी थी, जब उनको वनवास भेजा तब भी वो अधर्म करके वनवास से बच सकते थे. भगवान ने करने नहीं दिया उनको. क्यों? भगवान ने बोला, तुम जो धर्म करोगे वही तुम्हारा बल है, तुम अपना बल बढ़ाओ बस. लाइफ में कोई अगर इस तरह कर सकता है, दैट देर आर टू ऑप्शंस विच कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. धर्मा इज डिफिकल्ट बट यू स्टिल चूज इट. ट्रस्ट मी, नोबडी इन दिस कॉस्मोस कैन डिफीट सच अ पर्सन. देखो, आई एम नॉट अ बिग फैन ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज दैट वे, बट यू नो वॉट इज मेकिंग आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर नाउ स्टैंड? वेल, बिकॉज ही इज जस्ट चूजिंग धर्मा. Whatever dharma he could do. याद रखना, राज धर्म में एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, आप हर जगह धर्म कर नहीं सकते. राज धर्म में बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है, एक बहुत बड़ा इशू. मैंने आपको बताया था ना, when I was talking about Valmiki who came, that sage who punished धर्मराज, he said that राजा में बनना नहीं चाहता. क्यों? क्योंकि राजा में कभी कभी अधर्म करना पड़ता है, आप चाहो या ना चाहो, बट आपके मन में भगवान होने चाहिए. He just visited, I think, Badrinath and Kedarnath. So everybody asked, what is he doing? Why he has to go there and all those things? Because he has dharma behind his back. His dharma backing him. और याद रखना, when we see people who has followed dharma, whether they are powerful externally or not, it doesn't matter that much. But dharma's power is so much that they become undefeatable. Nobody can defeat them in cosmos. सारे लोग जहाँ कहीं भी एग्जाम्पल देखो शास्त्र में, there are umpteen examples of people who have followed dharma and they have won through it. It's a difficult choice, but that will make you grow. Now, one more thing I wanted to say from here. In common parlance in the world, there are two kind of growth of a person. One is horizontal growth and one is vertical growth. I'm telling you from a MBA and mathematics perspective now. Okay, what is horizontal growth? Horizontal growth is मेरा भौतिक विकास हो. भौतिक विकास कैसे होगा? जिसको हम क्या यूजुअल पार्लेंस में बोल देते हैं, घर, गाड़ी, बंगला, बिजनेस और व्हाट एवर यू कॉल इट. दैट्स ए हॉरिजॉन्टल ग्रोथ. It's called materialistic growth. That's one kind of growth a man can achieve from his normal life. Another growth is vertical growth. Vertical growth is what? How do you define vertical growth? You know, when you talk about Hindu Dharam, Sanatan Dharam, there are 14 lokas. Right? 14 lokas. Have you heard of it?
No.
No? Oh, you haven't? Oh, I do not know which class to take this. Anyway, you just listen to me now. I'll take it in some other session. In some discussion, I'll take it up. Not part of this class. There are 14 lokas according to Sanatan Dharma, of which 7th loka is Bhulok, which is the Prithvi where we are staying now. Then you have Bhu se upar jata hai Pitrulok, Swargalok, Vaikunt Lok, Brahmalok, ऐसे करके ऊपर जाता है. That's the upward development. एक तो ये upward development है, एक नीची development भी है, इसको अधोलोक कहते हैं.
Patal.
यस, वेरी गुड. पाताल लोक उसी में आता है.
ये भी सुना हुआ था कि
ऊपर और नीचे वाला.
These are called lokas.
Yeah, they are called lokas. The lok we are staying now is actually bhuloka. Vertical growth I am talking about is man can make an effort in his life to grow above his current loka. He has the ability to do it, but he can also live carelessly and fall down also. That's also available. Both are available to a man. It's everybody's choice. That is the difference between dharma and adharma. The more dharma you do, the more you grow up. That is why I said choice of dharma is difficult. But if you do, it definitely has to pay you result. Whichever form and manner it is. Whether this life or next life, that's immaterial. So you go Pitraloka, then Gandharva Loka, then Swargaloka, then Vaikunt Loka, it comes like that. What is the difference between Bhuloka and upper Loka and below Loka? I'll only tell you the difference. The more you go up, the amount of dukkha, sorrow, reduces. The amount of sukha increases. Okay? The more you grow up. Now, Bhuloka, it's equal. सुख भी उतना ही है जितना दुख है. Nobody in Bhuloka can say that I am ever happy. Ever since I am born, I am happy only. It's not possible to achieve in this world. हो ही नहीं सकता. सुख दुख साथ साथ जाएगा because द्वंद्वात्मक है प्रकृति. तो that's called Bhuloka. जब में बराबर है. As you go up, दुखा goes down. पितृलोक में दुख कम है, सुख ज्यादा है. स्वर्गलोक तो I am sure many of you must have heard of it. If some of you may have seen also, I will not say that. And why should I discount that fact? Somebody may have seen also. You will see the amount of enjoyment and happiness is much higher in Swargaloka. Above Swargaloka is Vaikunt Loka and Brahmaloka. There are periods of return also. Up to Swargaloka you have to return. After your punya gets over, because more punya you have, the more happiness you get. The more pap you have, more dukkha you get. तो नीचे के लोक में सुख और कम है, यहां से भी दुख ज्यादा है. जैसे जैसे और नीचे नीचे जाते जाते हो, दुख का अमाउंट बढ़ता जाता है, सुख और कम होता जाता है. देन बिल्कुल ही नीचे के लोक में, जिसको पाताल लोक कहते हो, सुख है ही नहीं, दुख ही दुख है. वो भी है. वैकुंठ लोक में सुख ही सुख है, दुख है ही नहीं, ये भी है. तो यू कैन ग्रो वर्टिकली ऑल्सो, you can grow horizontally also. The problem what happens in the world today is that every man knows the horizontal growth, but people don't know the vertical growth. For teaching you how to grow vertically, you require teacher, जिसको आप लोग आध्यात्मिक गुरु कहते हो. आप देखोगे एक सन्यासी, मैं गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ सन्यासी पर्पसिवली. एक सन्यासी हिमालय में बैठा तप कर रहा है, बाहर बर्फ पड़ रही है, ही सिटिंग he is ever happy in the thing. He has no bangla, no gadi, no material pleasure at all. But he is enjoying his own bliss. That bliss, I'll come to you. You had a session on yoga or meditation or something, right? It's a topic from there actually. I'm only picking it up. Dhyan Yoga इसमें आएगा बाद में, but I'll take it up later on when it comes here. But there are so many ways for you to grow vertically. Vertical growth के कई तरीके हैं, उनमें से 4 तरीके आपको भगवत गीता बताएगी, जिसको आप 4 मार्ग कहते हो. कर्मयोग, भक्ति योग, ध्यान योग, मेडिटेशन, ज्ञान योग. 4 योग बताएगी आपको भगवत गीता. इन पूरे भगवत गीता में चारों चीजें एक्सप्लेन की है. नाउ प्लीज रिमेंबर, इसमें ये मत पूछना कौन सा बढ़िया है कौन सा बेकार है. आपको जो फिट करता है आप वो करो. यू विल ऑटोमेटिकली ग्रो फ्रॉम दैट इनटू द नेक्स्ट लेवल. अध्यात्म की एक बड़ी महान चीज है. व्हेन यू आर रेडी ना, थिंग्स विल बी मेड अवेलेबल टू यू. यू डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग. It's a very beautiful concept of the spiritual world is the only world where everything happens automatic. You be ready. Don't know from where somebody will come to teach you. You will not know where from where. You made no effort, but it will reach you somehow or the other. That's the positivity of spiritual world. They say, some people go and complain to Guru that, I never got a Guru. The Guru will say only, you are not ready. It's only about your readiness. The moment you are ready for something bigger, it will automatically come to you. Spiritual world में तो ऐसा ही है. लोका के लिए भी you don't have to fight anything. You just be ready, it will automatically be given to you. There is no, वहाँ पर कोई corruption नहीं है कि यहाँ से मृत्यु लोक के बाद वहाँ की किसी को खिलाना पड़ेगा कि भैया मुझे जरा स्वर्ग लोक भेज दो थोड़ी देर के लिए. I'm sorry, nothing happens. Nothing works there. No corruption at all. It's such a foolproof system God has created that there is not even a wee bit chance that any slippage could happen in the whole cosmos. It is so perfect. Like, I'm giving you an example. Nobody chooses sorrow in their life. It automatically comes to you. The same way, you may not need to choose or run after a happiness. It will come to you if you have a karma phala which is there due to you. It will automatically come to you. You only have to focus on your action currently. Duryodhana earned paap. He went I'll tell you one thing. स्वर्गलोक और नरकलोक में एक थोड़ी सी टर्म है. Those who die fighting a war, ये हमारे धर्म की नीति है. Those whosoever dies fighting a war, they have to be sent to Swargloka for few minutes also. They have to be sent.
Selfless action. No?
Duryodhan also, even though he did amazing amount of paap, but he went for a short span of time to Swarga to show him what Swargloka is. Then immediately after the next day he fell down into the नीचे का लोका. Because that's how जो वीर गति शब्द है ना, वीर गति शब्द का मतलब ये है, whosoever dies fighting a war, it's a rule of dharma that they have to be sent to Swarglok for some time. सो मिलिट्री की एक एडवांटेज भी तो देनी पड़ेगी ना. उन लोग बेचारे देश के लिए इतना कुछ करते हैं. देखो वो अलग चीज़ है. उनको पॉस्टुमसली जो कुछ मिले, उनको अवार्ड जो कुछ मिले, वो तो इधर लोक का है. उनके अगले लोक में भी बहुत कुछ पड़ा है. वो हम लोगों को लोक दिखते नहीं है, इसलिए हमें समझ नहीं आती ये सब चीज़ें. मैं आपको इतनी बात बोलूँ, मैं तो सनातन धर्म के हिसाब से आपको बोल रहा हूँ. अरे भाई, आप मुस्लिम हो, क्रिश्चियन हो, कोई मर्जी हो, लोक तो यही है. उनके लिए और कोई लोक नहीं है भाई. तो वो लोग चाहे जन्नत जहन्नुम में लड़ते रहें, अलग चीज़ है, बट जाते वो हमारे ही लोक में. अब चाहे आप मानो ना मानो, आपकी मर्जी है. मानना तो आपको यही पड़ेगा. कॉस्मोस तो एक ही है और लोक भी यही है. 14 ही लोक हैं, इसके बाहर लोक नहीं है. अब आप लोगों की समझ की प्रॉब्लम है तो मत मानो. तो यहाँ पर दुर्योधन देखोगे क्या कह रहा है. हमारी तरफ से जो लड़ रहे हैं उनको देखो. अब मैं आपको उनका नाम गिनाना शुरू करता हूँ. अब ही सेस, अब अपने में गिना रहे, देखना कैसे गिना रहे हैं. भवान भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च. भवान भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तथैव च. भवान मतलब फर्स्ट ही काउंट्स द्रोणाचार्य. भवान मतलब आप. फर्स्ट हमारी तरफ से लड़ने वाला कौन है? आप. So let him give that. Even though he should have counted भीष्म पितामह first, because भीष्म पितामह सेनापति हैं फिर भी. उनको नहीं गिनता, कहता भवान आप, चलो पहले आपको गिन लिया कोई बात नहीं। उसके बाद कौन है? भीष्म, पितामह भीष्म, he counts the next name. Third name he counts Karna. Wow, where is Kripacharya gone? He didn't count Kripacharya here. He see in the seniority and the priority, he gave him first Dronacharya, second he gave Bhishma, third he gave Karna. There is a very big mental logic behind it why Duryodhan counted Karna here as a third position. Now if you know the background of Mahabharat war, महाभारत में when भीष्म पितामह को सेनापति बनाया गया, भीष्म पितामह ने बोला एक ही कंडीशन है मेरी, सूत पुत्र युद्ध नहीं करेगा। सूत पुत्र इस कर्ण, कर्ण युद्ध नहीं करेगा। मैं तब तक सेनापति रहूंगा जब तक मैं सेनापति हूं, कर्ण युद्ध नहीं, मैं पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर सकता। तो कर्णा हैड टू सिट आउटसाइड। ही वॉज व्हाट यू कॉल दैट, आउटस्टैंडिंग मैन, ही वॉज सिटिंग आउटसाइड। वो कहते बाहर बैठा हुआ था, ही वॉज ओनली वॉचिंग द वॉर। बट he counted Karna here specifically because Duryodhan had got lot of faith in Karna. That much faith he does not have in Bhishma and Drona also. Drona and Bhishma had a soft corner towards Pandavas. Karna, so many people went and told Karna that go and join them. Krishna, he did that, what you call that last one, which मैंने पढ़ा ना, Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. Krishna used that Bhed for Karna and told him, Karna, I wanted to tell you something which nobody had told you. You are actually brothers to Pandavas. That was Krishna's attempt to tell Karna, don't die, go and join them. One way to stop it also, na? He has to make all the... Lord Krishna made every effort to stop the war. Every damn effort to stop the war. But it didn't happen. That's besides the point. So what he did, he counts Karna. Karna, he knows one thing, anybody can leave Duryodhan, but Karna will never. Instead of the fact that he knew that he is brothers to them, he never went and joined them at all. When Bhishma Pitama fell on Sharshaya पे गिर गए, Karna went to prostrate Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama said, you know what he told him lying in Sharshaya? Karna, I know तुम सूत पुत्र नहीं हो. This is Bhishma Pitama's word. तुम कुंती पुत्र हो, ये मैं जानता हूँ. और मैं तुमसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि तुम जाओ और पांडवों को ज्वाइन कर लो, इससे तुम्हारी जिंदगी बच जाएगी. You know what he told him? मर जाऊंगा लेकिन अपना वादा नहीं तोड़ सकता. जब किसी ने मेरा साथ नहीं दिया तब दुर्योधन ने मुझे वहां का अंगराज बनाया, मुझे हेड बनाया उन्होंने. तो उसने मेरे लिए किया है. एंड at that time Duryodhan never knew that he is brother of Pandava and all, but he had something in his mind. He knew one thing very clearly, that if there is any archer who can be of competition to Arjuna, that's going to be Karna. That was, Duryodhan was also strategic in his thinking. Don't think it's very simple. And who told him that? Shakuni. Shakuni, I tell you, if you take out Shakuni, I don't think Mahabharata has any essence also, by the way. I don't think it would have been fought also. I told you in the last class, I always keep thinking, just take out Shakuni from the equation and this Dhritarashtra mentality would not have been there. If Pandava and Kaurava would have been together, they would have been invincible in the whole creation. There could have been any battle they would have lost, by the way, if they would have fought together. But kya kare? You see, like Duryodhan I spoke about in the last class also, every brother of Duryodhan, they could give their life for Duryodhan. जब दुशासन को बोला कि तुम राजा बन जाओ, मैं वापस नहीं जा रहा किंगडम में क्योंकि पांडवों ने मुझे बचाया है, मैं अपनी जिंदगी नहीं बचा सका. दुशासन को बोला मैं तुम्हारा राज्याभिषेक कर देता, तुम राजा बन जाओ. दुर्योधन ने बोला ऐसा राजपाट मुझे क्या करना, मैं तो आपकी सेवा में ही जिंदगी बिताना चाहता हूँ. क्या करें? थिंकिंग देखो आप. दुर्योधन वॉज वेरी लविंग दैट वे. देर आर पीपल, सम पीपल आई टोल्ड यू लास्ट टाइम ऑल्सो, समथिंग दुर्योधन पक्षा वॉज राइट, बट नो, इट वॉज नॉट राइट. Definitely it was not right. It is completely full of wickedness and viciousness, by the way. आप देखोगे, मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ, हमारे धर्म में एक डेफिनेशन है, राज्य का कभी भाग नहीं होना चाहिए. राज्य हमेशा अखंड रहना चाहिए. अखंड राज्य जो है ना, हमेशा प्रोटेक्टेड रहेगा. इसलिए अब देखो, वो तो चलो हमारे पुराने लोगों की बेवकूफ़ी की वजह से पाकिस्तान बढ़ गया, बांग्लादेश बढ़ गया। एक मिनट के लिए आप जरा सोचो, हैड वी ऑल बीन टुगेदर स्ट्रॉन्गर। आप सोचो, दोनों साइड से नोबडी कैन डिफीट अस, अप टू ईरान, अप टू अफगानिस्तान। और अफगानिस्तान की जो स्थिति है इस टाइम पर, हैड वी बीन देयर अप टिल पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान वुड हैव बीन हैप्पी टू जॉइन अस। यही तो राज्य का विस्तार है। राज्य का कभी भाग नहीं होना चाहिए। इसीलिए ना एक बात मैं आपको कहता हूं, भाई भाई में भी कुछ भी हो जाए, बट विभाजन एक बहुत गलत चीज है। हम लोग सनातन धर्म के हिसाब से तो ठीक नहीं मानते। देखो, हम लोग वेस्टर्न कल्चर पे पढ़ते हैं। वेस्टर्न कल्चर, द कॉन्सेप्ट इज ऑफ ए न्यूक्लियर फैमिली। आवर्स इज नॉट, आवर्स इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ जॉइंट फैमिली। अब वो जॉइंट फैमिली कॉन्सेप्ट भी हटता जा रहा है, वेरी सैड, बट क्या करें, इट्स अ ट्रुथ, हटता ही जा रहा है। बट वी विल रियलाइज इट लेटर ऑन दैट दैट इज व्हाई जॉइंट फैमिली, बिकॉज फॉर अ फैमिली अप्स एंड डाउन्स इन लाइफ कैन कम। व्हेन फैमिली के एक भाग का अप और डाउन चल रहा हो, दूसरा संभालेगा, हर एक का एक साथ अप डाउन नहीं आता। अरे यही तो कॉन्सेप्ट था जॉइंट फैमिली का। जॉइंट फैमिली का मतलब भी यही है। यहां पर आप देखो, अब वो अपने योद्धाओं को जब गिना रहा है, पहले गिना है भीष्म पितामह, पहले गिना है द्रोणाचार्य, भीष्म पितामह, उसके बाद कर्ण, क्योंकि कर्ण मेरा लॉयल है। उसके बाद क्या कहता है, समितिंजय, ये सब क्या है इन लोगों के लिए बोला। उसके बाद बोलता है कृपाचार्य, नेक्स्ट ही सेड कृपश्च। ये सब क्या है, समितिंजय, दे आर ऑल नॉन डिफीटेबल, नोबडी कैन डिफीट देम। समितिंजय का मतलब होता है जिनको पराजित नहीं किया जा सकता। याद रखना, भीष्म पितामह और द्रोणाचार्य साक्षात परशुराम जी के शिष्य हैं। दे बोथ लर्नड देयर आर्ट फ्रॉम परशुराम जी, बोथ कैन नॉट बी डिफीटेड। कृपाचार्य ऑल्सो द सेम। अब देखो, आप इसमें देखोगे आप, उसके बाद नाम लेता है अश्वत्थामा। अश्वत्थामा इज द्रोणाचार्य से सन। देन विकर्ण, विकर्ण का नाम लेता है, और सोमदत्त का पुत्र, जिसका नाम है भूरिश्रवा, भूरिश्रवा नाम है उसका, सोमदत्त के पुत्र का ये नाम लेता है। अब देखो, इतने ही नाम लिए, इन 7 नाम में से भी 4 लोग तो एक ही फैमिली के हैं। अब देखो, द्रोणाचार्य, अश्वत्थामा इज हिज सन, कृपाचार्य द्रोणाचार्य की वाइफ के ब्रदर हैं, 3 तो एक ही फैमिली के हैं, और भीष्म पितामह अपनी फैमिली के। मतलब टेक्निकली ही कैनॉट इवन नेम the kings from his own army. His state is so bad. You see, he's named only these people. And when he was to name the people from Pandava, he could list 17 names in one go. Why? It shows that even though he may be mighty and valorous, but there is some fear which has overtaken him within his heart. He knows that he may not win the war. And this Dhritarashtra also knew very well. When Vyasa was giving him the vision, he said, no, I don't want to see it, because I will have to see the destruction. He knew very well they will all be destroyed. देखो, उसके बावजूद भी they knew that they will be destroyed, but फिर भी they could not stop themselves from doing what they were doing. Now, the next shloka, I will start the shloka, take a little bit, rest we will take the next one. Anye, now see, he cannot name anybody, so he is saying Anye, rest all. Anye cha bahavah shura. Let me just read the shloka first. Anye cha bahava shura madarte tyakta jivitaha nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha visharadaha. Anye cha bahava shura madarte tyakta jivitaha nana shastra praharanaha sarve yuddha visharadaha. He's saying or bhi, I may not be able to name everybody, but he's saying or bhi. Who are they? There are several valorous people who are standing. Bahava Shura. They are all valorous people. Now here is what Duryodhan's mentality shows. What are they here for? Mad arthe, मेरे अर्थ के लिए, त्यक्त जीविताः, अपने जीवन को त्याग कर खड़े हैं. He never used fighting for me. You see his focus. All these people have decided to fight and die for me. Now I will show you the similar kind of a statement. Just underline this line, just madarte tyakta jivita, because I have to compare it with what Arjuna says when Arjuna starts speaking. Here he is saying they are all ready to die for me. You see what Arjuna talks about his own army there. Arey, he's saying they have all come here. I am responsible for them. He talks about his responsibility towards them. Here Duryodhana is talking about they are all here to die for me. Arey bhai, kamal hai. Who said that they are here to die? That means you've already decided they are all going to die. That's what this line says.
Because he internally knew that he's going to lose.
Yeah. He is going to lose means all other kings are also going to lose. Everybody is going to die. That's a simple thing. I told you, na, only 5 were left at the end of whole Mahabharata. Everybody vanished from the whole place. How many people died? Kurukshetra, so I do not know what would have been this war land. Oh, it is non-describable when you read Mahabharata. It's really non-describable. Matlab, actually, pata kya? The thing is, I'll tell you one very downside of a war. There are many writers who describe and elaborate upon the war. But I have not seen many writers who describe about the aftermath of war. If there is somebody who writes in exact detail the aftermath of war, I think many will be discouraged to even fight a war. The aftermath is worse. Every war, you take the current war which is going on, Russia and Ukraine. Do you think only destruction is there on the Ukraine side? Russia has also got a lot of destruction on their own side. By the way, they are getting destroyed every day. He made that new dictum that every young person has to fight. There are people running away from the country. You see the state of affairs. See, it's very easy to sit in a drawing room, bedroom, watching the television and say that, why don't India just go and fight China? Man, do you know one war takes the country many centuries behind? You have to start from scratch for development. You see, what happens of the Ukraine war is immaterial. Let's keep it aside. By when will Ukraine come back to its own shape? Just think of it. What a destruction. War is not a first solution. It can never be a solution. But yes, if it is inevitable, you should not run away from it also. That I told you the dharma in the last session itself. So he's saying they are all here to die for me. Madarte, they have all given their life for me already. Nana Shastra Praharana Sarve Yuddha Visharada. They are all having many instruments and things and having with them and equipments to fight for me. They are all what? Sarve Yuddha Visharada. They are all experts in fighting in the war. That's how he concludes his argument, Duryodhana, before going to the other side. So I told you there are 3 sides I will show you. One is the blind man's side, his state of mind. Second is Duryodhana's side, which I showed you. Duryodhana has got lost in his overpowering of compassion and overpowering of actually his desire. He has lost the wisdom of the word. That's the second problem. Now I'll show you the Arjun side. Arjun side, when you see, you will see how beautiful Arjuna as a personality is. I am not surprised why he got Bhagavad Gita. I told you in one of the sessions here only, if any one of us can make an endeavor to become Arjuna, God will himself come to give us the knowledge. I am telling you from Bhagavad Gita itself, keeping Bhagavad Gita in my hand. That's the beauty of the personality of Arjuna. When I read Bhagavad Gita, definitely yes, I teach and I share the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But whenever I see, I also see one aspect which I want all of you to see. The beauty of the character called Arjuna is really beautiful. Arjuna is not a simple person at all. It is very difficult to become Arjuna. And when Arjuna is there, God has to come to give knowledge. And in the middle of the war also, Bhagwan gave full Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. The same Vishad happened to Yudhishthira at the end of the war. Bhagwan never gave him anything. Bhagwan said, go and sit with Bhishma Pitama and take the knowledge. That's the beauty of Arjuna. Arjuna as a personality is really beautiful to see. You will see from his mindset, even though he goes down in Vishad Yog mein, Arjun ke bolne ka tarika dekhna, he speaks really intelligent word. And he speaks everything as per scriptures. जो सनातन धर्म की संस्कृति है ना, अर्जुन ने अपने विषाद में यहाँ बोली है. What happens after death? What happens after war? He is so clear what he's thinking. But only thing which his problem was is that Arjuna had got a problem in him called misplaced compassion. Duryodhana gets overpowered by desire and overpowered by passion, and he loses wisdom of word. Dhritarashtra is blind in his attachment. There are two problems I've already told you. But Arjuna, he is neither of them. He is not overpowered by passion or desire. He is so clear in his wisdom. Why? Because he has only got misplaced compassion. He knew that he has to fight with them, but when he sees them in front of them, oh man, I have to kill him in whose lap I grew up whole my life. I don't think I can fight that war. He forgot what all bad has happened to him, what all wrong has been done to him by these Kaurava clan. He is ready to forgive them all. That is what is called misplaced compassion. Why? It is called misplaced because war field is not a place for compassion. Place of compassion is before. जगह हर चीज़ की अपनी जगह भी तो होती है. अब war में घुसने के बाद compassion का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. They have all decided to fight against you already. They also knew that you are grown up in their lap, but they are ready to shoot you there. So you should also be ready to do that. War field में you cannot have compassion. That's why I use the word misplaced compassion. Compassion होना अच्छी बात है. अब मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूँ. When we go out in the world, there are many things which will invoke compassion in us by seeing some poor and all those things. There are two ways to look at everything. The first way is definitely we should have compassion. Whatever help we could give, we could give. We should do that. That's one side of it. But don't carry, after giving them also, don't carry that feeling home. Because you cannot do anything for them except helping them for the time being. Please remember, however compassion you may have for anybody, you cannot uplift anybody to that level until and unless they self decide to grow. You cannot force anybody. You can take a horse to a river, but you cannot never force it to drink the water. You can take people anywhere, but everybody has to decide their own thing. You can give them options. Have compassion to give them the option, but move on from there. Because इस दुनिया में, चलो मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल ही दे देता हूँ, कितने गरीब है, किन किन को अपलिफ्ट कर सकते हो आप? Can you uplift everyone? You cannot. You can give them option. जब टाइम बीइंग मिले करो और आगे बढ़ो. Compassion होना चाहिए, but it should know where to have. Its place should be known. With that we will take off from here. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. ओम तत्सत्.